Hey guys, welcome back to Planet Mithril and another installment in my Have They Been Buffed or Have They Been Nerfed profile comparison series. Yes, the series where I compare profiles between the previous edition of the Lord of the Rings strategy battle game and the brand new edition and see if they've got better, worse, or if they should simply stay the same. And today I will be focusing on that lovable comedic duo Meriadoc Brandybuck and Peregrine Took, aptly known Merry and Pippin. So I'll be tackling both these models in this one video as their profiles remain the same as each other across both editions, so there's no point making a second video to explain basically the same hobbit. Okay, let's get going. In the old edition, Merry and Pippin were a princely sum of 10 points each, meaning for the two it would cost you a wallet-busting 20 points. They both have the hobbit keyword and were both minor heroes in their army lists. They have a move value of 4 inches, fairly typical for a hobbit. A fight value of 3 with a shoot value of 3+, strength 2, defense 3, 1 attack, 1 wound, courage 4 with 0 might, 0 will, and 1 fate. So you're getting what you pay for effectively. There's not an awful lot here. There's not an awful lot of bang for your buck. But doesn't mean you can include them in, or you could have included them in most of your armies. They were simply armed with a dagger, which meant they could make the fainting special strike were they in combat, and the rules permitted them to do so. The only available equipment for them to buy would be an elven cloak at the sum of 5 points, which grants them the stalk unseen bonus, which basically means if you're obscured by a piece of scenery, further than 6 inches away from your opponent who is trying to shoot you, you cannot be the target of any missile attack. And of course, like all hobbits, they are resistant to magic with their throw stones of a range 8 and strength 1. The only special rule that they have available to them is their For the Shire! And this means when they are within 3 inches of Boromir, they are able to spend his might points as if they're their own. So not only are you getting the benefit of having Boromir around, his fairly hefty sum of 6 might points can go to better use, potentially helping out Merry and Pippin, who come with 0. So they are a nice synergistic pair along with Boromir. And now onto their new profiles. So they have retained their bank-busting 10-point value for each individual hobbit, meaning the pair of them will still cost you 20 points to run. They still have the hobbit keyword, obviously, and they have a faction designation under the Fellowship, so you can't take them outside of the Fellowship unless there are any specific armies, Rohan for Merry and Gondor for Pippin, effectively. Slight change now, they are no longer minor heroes, they are independent heroes in most of the, if not all the army lists they are featured in the rulebook. The majority of their stat line stays relatively the same. Their strength stays at 2, their defense at 3, attacks and wounds at 1 each. The courage is now a 6 up, but effectively translates to still being courage 4 as the old edition was. They have an intelligence value of 6. Pippin, however, is slightly thicker, as, fool of a Took indeed. He has an intelligence value of 7, so he's slightly on the thicker side than his beloved counterpart, Merry. As for their might, will, and fate reserves, they still have no might, they have no will, but they do now, crucially, have an additional point of fate. So each hobbit is now 2 fate points, meaning they're not just going to drop to the first thing that potentially hits them. They have a bit more stay power on the battlefield, and more of a chance to avoid those wounds that will slide through and pick off the easy targets, as they are very much seen as that in any of the Fellowship lists. They no longer have their dagger, they are simply listed as just having a hand weapon. They still have the option to buy an elven cloak for 5 points, again granting the stalk unseen, but with the additional caveat to if you are within 6 inches of a model with an elven cloak, you suffer a -1 penalty to your shoot value when rolling to hit them. Of course, so resistance to magic, still get their throw stones of range 8 and strength 1, and they still maintain their For the Shire. Thank you very much. Rule, which means they can still spend Boromir's might points while they're within 3 inches of the mighty son of Gondor. So overall, I'd say these two have indeed been buffed, staying at that princely 10 points apiece and getting that extra fate point. Just gives them that little bit of extra stay power on the battlefield. It stops your iconic heroes just getting sniped off by a random goblin. That's never a nice feeling when characters so crucial to the plot of the film and the world of Middle-earth can just drop like that. So no, they have a little bit more stay power, and hopefully we'll be able to act better and perform better on the battlefield as a result, particularly with some of the rules that come with some of their army lists. But that is not a video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. for more content from me and the Mithril team. Don't forget that my Patreon and memberships are still live for those who are wanting to support the channel that way. No obligation, as I always say, but it is greatly appreciated, and I love you all for your continued support of our ever-growing channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be on something a little bit more in-depth next time with one of the bigger members of the Fellowship, but until then guys, take care, and as always, happy hobbying. Bye guys.